Vincent's next on-screen appearance was more film noir action with the 1952 film The Las Vegas Story. Married couple Linda and Lloyd Rollins, played by Jane Russell and Vincent Price, are headed back to Los Angeles by train when Lloyd suggests they stop into Las Vegas for a visit. Linda used to live there and is in no hurry to return, but Lloyd insists. As they get off the train, they're followed by a stranger in a dark suit. Once they get there, they check into the Hotel Fabulous, and Lloyd immediately falls into gambling, asking the owner to establish a line of credit. Linda is carrying an extravagant diamond necklace, a gift from Lloyd, which she wears to the casino. The stranger follows them to the club and keeps a close watch on them. This is Thomas Hubler, played by Brad Dexler, an insurance agent who is sent to keep an eye on the necklace. Lieutenant Dave Andrews, played by Victor Mature, arrives at the hotel on business and catches wind that Linda is back in town. The two used to date years earlier before Linda left town suddenly and broke his heart. Linda is bored at the tables with Lloyd, so he suggests she get out and revisit her old town. She stops in at the Last Chance Casino where she used to be a singer. She finds her old friend, piano player Happy, played by Hoagie Carmichael, still working there. The two reminisce about old times until Lieutenant Andrews shows up, still bitter, and instructs her to stay out of his way.
Look, you've got everything you've always wanted, and whatever it is you came back to Vegas for, find it quick and get out. I have to live in this town.
The next evening, Linda notices her necklace is missing. Lloyd tells her he checked it into the hotel vault for safekeeping. In truth, he tried to pawn the necklace to the hotel for more gambling credit. The hotel cut him off at $10,000 credit, which he has already blown through, and refuses to extend him more, giving back the necklace and cutting him off from further gambling.
We've already advanced you $10,000. If I knew then what I know now... Well, anyway, your wife makes a good impression, but it's run out. And so is your welcome.
Lloyd suggests that they go to the Last Chance Hotel. When they arrive, he pawns the necklace to the owner there for an additional $10,000 in gambling credit, which Linda finds out about. She tries to confront him, but he is too busy shooting craps, so she leaves with Lieutenant Andrews to get some fresh air and catch up. They go back to his place, where they realize they still have feelings for one another. Meanwhile, Lloyd, unlucky at the tables, has lost the entire additional $10,000. He then approaches the owner, Mr. Clayton, played by Robert Wilk, and asks him to extend more credit, which he refuses, even though the necklace is worth 10 times that amount. Later that night, someone kills Clayton. The hotel janitor finds his body lying next to a bloody knife. Lieutenant Andrews is called in to investigate and discovers that Linda's necklace has been stolen too. Lieutenant Andrews brings in Lloyd for questioning, then arrests him for the murder. However, something about the case still bothers him, and Andrews continues investigating and discovers the real murderer is still on the loose. The finale is the highlight of the film, featuring a series of insanely dangerous helicopter stunts flying through hangar buildings while chasing the real murderer in a getaway car. In the end, things still don't work out for Lloyd despite his not being the murderer. Turns out the reason he was so intent on gambling was that he had been embezzling money from his work, which they had discovered.
I thought I could square those matters with a winning streak. Shows you how wrong a man can be, doesn't it, Sheriff?
And Linda is now free to pursue her rekindled romance with Lieutenant Andrews. The Las Vegas Story was shot in 1952 for RKO Studios and directed by Robert Stevenson, who would go on to direct many movies for Disney, including Old Yeller and Mary Poppins. The Las Vegas Story borrows heavily from Casablanca, right down to the piano player and signature song, in this case, I Get Along Without You Very Well, sung by Jane Russell. In real life, that song and the two additional ones sung in this picture, The Monkey Song and My Resistance Is Low, were all written by Hoagie Carmichael, the actor who played piano singer Happy. He would go on to a long career as a composer, both for films and the music industry, and is best remembered for composing the song Georgia on My Mind. This was Vincent's only big screen appearance in 1952, although he did appear in several made-for-TV dramas, including an episode of Robert Montgomery Presents entitled The Ringmaster.
Oh, George, it is good to see you, old boy. Anne tells me you're planning to go on to Torquay tomorrow. Well, I won't hear of it. I shan't be satisfied with anything less than a fortnight's stay.
Price had worked with Victor Mature previously in 1947 in the film Moss Rose. They would work together 2 more times in the 50s, in Dangerous Mission in 1954 and The Big Circus in 1959. Next up for Price would be one of the defining films of his career and his first true horror film, House of Wax.
You know, they ought to drain that pool. It's crawling.
Curl up with a good book. The sort of book that lets the imagination run away with you. If you're like me and enjoy the mysterious and the unexpected, you'll love The Enchanted World. A fascinating new series from Time Life Books about the legends, myths, and folk tales of ages past. Call now. Enter The Enchanted World with wizards and witches, an intriguing account of spells and deception. Other books include ghosts, fairies, and elves, and dragons. Only remember, once you're lured into the enchanted world, there's no telling where your imagination will take you.
To order your first book, call now, 1-800-445-3232. It will be sent to you free for 10 days. Keep it and pay just $14.95 plus shipping and handling. Others will follow about one every other month. Keep the ones you want, cancel anytime.